For so long, I looked at people who had built up this status in the world and had a large impact and have built and scaled large and successful businesses and kind of placed them in their own category, like they were some kind of anomaly. Like when we hear about someone for the first time, it's usually after they're starting to experience the results of the years of labor that they put in. But we don't get to see them when they're in the mud in the early years, grinding it out with no results, but they still have a passion because they know the impact that they can have. So if there's a problem that you see that you know you can have a significant impact in, if not you, then who? You are listening to the Take a Step podcast, where we help young men reject complacency and take purposeful action every day. My name's Josh Johnston. Let's take a step. The title of this week's edition of the Weekly Mile is, If Not You, Then Who? How many times have you found yourself saying, someone else should really do something about that? Or maybe you've caught yourself thinking, man, I wish there was a group, a tool, a business, or a leader helping with that issue. What if I told you the reason you keep thinking that way is because you are the one who's meant to do something about it? That burden you feel, that idea that won't leave your mind, that passion you can't shake, that's not random. It's divine, it's intentional, and it's yours. Now here's kind of the punch in the gut most of us don't want to hear. If not you, then who? If you don't step up, what happens? Does someone else do it better than you? Maybe, but maybe not. Maybe no one does. Think about that for a second. Who else shares your exact story, your passion, your God-given wiring? Who else sees the problem the way you do and has the same relationships, experience, or energy to build the solution? Who else carries the same fire in their soul for that group of people or that broken system? If not you, then who? Just imagine if Martin Luther King said, you know what, I'll let someone else lead the civil rights movement. Or if Elon Musk shrugged his shoulders and said, someone else will probably figure out private space travel eventually. Or if Dave Ramsey said, people should really get out of debt, but, that's not my problem. Leaders are not born by accident. They see the solution to a problem as their obligation. They step into responsibility that others avoid. They say, I'll do it, when most people are still waiting for permission. For so long, I looked at people who had built up this status in the world and had a large impact and have built and scaled large and successful businesses and kind of placed them in their own category, like they were some kind of anomaly. And what I now see is that I only get to see one perspective of the work that they put in. I get to see the fruits of the labor that they put in for years and years and years. And that's true for most of us, right? Like when we hear about someone for the first time, it's usually after they're starting to experience the results of the years of labor that they put in. But we don't get to see them when they're in the mud in the early years, grinding it out with no results, but they still have a passion because they know the impact that they can have relative to the problem that they're trying to solve. So if there's a problem that you see that you know you can have a significant impact in, if not you, then who? Hey guys, we'll jump right back into the conversation, but I want to give y'all a quick look into MMP Customs. They make all of the Take a Step apparel, and they are the official sponsor of the Take a Step podcast. Check them out.
Hey guys, I'm Nathan Mooney, co-owner of MMP Customs. We are a custom merchandise company specializing in screen printing and embroidery. If you're a business, band, school, or any other type of organization that needs custom merchandise, MMP Customs is the place. Whether you have a big apparel need for an event or need to outfit your company, we offer a no minimum guarantee and have never missed an approved deadline. At MMP Customs, you will experience the best customer service there is. Let our family outfit yours. Visit mmpcustoms.com. That's mmpcustoms.com.
If God gave you the ability, the passion, and the clarity to solve a specific problem and you chose not to, then you're doing the world a disservice. Let me say that again. If you know you can make a difference but choose comfort over calling, if you have the tools to bless others but sit on your hands out of fear or hesitation, then you're withholding value that someone else desperately needs. That applies to your business, your faith, your relationships, your leadership, and your influence. Maybe some of you will identify with this, but it's your obligation to start the business, share the gospel, tell your story, invite that person to coffee, sell your product or service, launch that community group. It's not more clarity that you need. It's courage. You don't need another podcast, course, or motivational reel. You need to decide that it's your turn to take responsibility. Every mile begins with a step, but before the step comes the decision. I'm done waiting for someone else. This week, I want to challenge you with something practical. Take some time today to identify what you've been waiting on someone else to do. Then ask this question honestly. Is there a part of me that already has the tools, relationships, or experience to at least start moving the needle towards solving this? You don't need to solve the whole problem overnight. You just need to stop pretending it's someone else's job. Maybe you've been holding back on telling your story because it's vulnerable, or you've been delaying that business idea because it's risky, or you've been avoiding leading that men's group because you don't feel qualified. But what if God's been preparing you the whole time? If you have the desire, if you have the insight, if you have the influence, then it's on you. Here's some next steps. 1, what have you been waiting on someone else to do? 2, what resources do you have to solve this problem? And then 3, what's the first small step you can take, not to solve the problem, but to become the person capable of solving the problem? The world is tired of takers. It needs more men who take action. Faith-driven men who stop outsourcing responsibility and start stepping into their assignment. Because when you do answer the call, when you do start building, you'll unlock the door to a fulfilling life that has an impact on the world around you. But none of that happens if you keep waiting. So I'll ask you one more time. If not you, then who? Thank you for listening to another episode of the Take a Step podcast. If you guys enjoyed this and resonated with the message, please leave a rating and a review on whichever platform you're listening. It really helps us to continue to grow this community. And if there's someone that you know in your life needs to hear this, if you know someone in your life needs to take action and stop sitting back on their hands, share this message with them. Tell them you love them, and tell them that you're excited to see the difference that they're going to make in the world because they're on the verge of taking action. So with that said, love you guys. No matter where you are on your growth journey, every mile begins with a step. We'll talk to you in the next episode.